nice fish, guys. Let's pull them up here. It's a nice rainbow trout. What is up, guys? This is Zach from Anglers Escaping. Today I'm doing some ice fishing for rainbow trout. So I just got my limit of 4. We're gonna call it a day, but I want to show you my setup. So I live in Florida, came home to Kansas City for 4 days. Quickly just grabbed some old poles at home. You can convert any pole to a trout fishing rod or setup. So all I did, I ran up to Walmart, grabbed some 4-pound tests because trout are very line sensitive. So you need really like thin pound test lines. So it's hard for them to see that test line. And then all I did was then also buy some little weights. You can get some little split shot or some small weights, a few swivels at Walmart. And this is all for like 10 bucks. So here's my weight that just kind of freely goes up and down my line, tied a swivel on, and this is the 4-pound test line I bought. So you can take like a catfishing rod, a bass fishing rod that has 20-pound test line, and then have a 4-pound leader. So this is about a foot long, 4-pound leader. Then I got a small hook. The smaller the hook, the better, because trout, again, really don't like line and hooks. They'll see that and they won't hit. And then I picked up a little bit of trout bait. You want to make sure it's floating trout bait, and then I just mush it on here like this. This basically makes it float upwards. So now if it's sitting on the bottom like this floats about 6 inches to a foot off the bottom. And that's perfect because these trout hang just off the bottom. So here's some of that power bait. Berkeley is a great brand for that. But that's all I did is I just took some old poles, converted them to trout, and then let me show you guys the fish that I got. So we got a limit of 4 trout in about an hour. And again, all I did was had some old fishing poles at home. All my main fishing poles are down in Florida. I just had a few at my parents' place and just grabbed them, went out for the day. And we got some nice trout, guys. Look at that, some beautiful, beautiful trout. Got them all right here, nice and lively, gonna make a great dinner. And got a lunker right here, right off the bats, but less than an hour. Quick trip to Walmart, about 10 bucks of supplies, and was able to convert all of these rods and do 3 trout fishing rods, just like that, the 4-pound test line. So guys, I hope you learned something here today, and as always, best of luck fishing. We got about 4 inches of ice again. Let's see if we can get them up here. We got a 4-pound leader. This is actually one of my catfishing poles, and that's another nice. Got fish number 3 on. Let's see here, let's get them up here. I want to show you guys my setup again. All right, this is a beauty. All right, feisty. The cold water, or the cold weather's bringing them out. We're fishing in Kansas City. Only get about a week where we can ice fish, but that is a beautiful rainbow trout. Using All right, guys, we got trout number 4 on. This will be our limit for the day. Let's get a close up on the hole, bring them up here. We got about 4 inches of ice. Ooh, that is a beautiful rainbow trout. Using 4-pound test lines, so got to slowly ease them up here. Getting them up. All right, let's get them out. There we go. We got number 4. All right. Another beautiful, beautiful rainbow trout. Beautiful guy. And we have our limit. All right, guys, so trout are actually one of the easier fish to fillet. All I do is I go in through the anus and then I go upward real quickly, and I go all the way up to the head. So pretty easy to, the nice thing is there's not a bunch of scales like crappie, other fish. So I go up to the head, and all I do really is take out the guts, and sometimes I dehead them and then I throw them in the oven. So real quick, here's the guts, made that incision from here to here. I'm gonna go ahead and go in through the gill plate. I have to be a little bit careful because I think there's a hook in here. But I'm just gonna pull all that out in one solid stroke. So now we have the gills out and we have all the guts out. Now there's this bloodline right here. So all you gotta do is run your fingernail and just take out that bloodline. So now a lot of that bloodline's gone. I'm gonna wash some of it off. And so now we have a nice cleaned rainbow trout. Just get that bloodline the rest of the way out. The bloodline's gone, and this guy can go right into the oven like this. All right, guys, so we have the fish all seasoned, ready to go in the oven. I preheated it to 375, threw some seasoning. You got Chicago steak seasoning on the 2 end ones, New Orleans Cajun seasoning on this one, and then lemon pepper seasoning on the middle one. All right, after 15 minutes of cooking, we have the trout. Looks pretty done. You can take a fork, the meat flakes right off. Flakes right off the bone, and that looks absolutely delicious right there. Perfect.